Hi, my name is Leslie Poake, and I'm a certified public accountant. You may have also heard this job referred to as a CPA. I work at a firm in Bangor called LG&H. While you may automatically think of this when you think of a CPA, every CPA does not fit the mold of a nerdy, slightly introverted person. You may also think that accountants just do this, count beans. I've counted a lot of things in my life, but never beans. There are actually a lot of other things that you can do as an accountant. I actually was not always a CPA. I went to a 4-year college for business management, and I eventually spent years in a specialized industry running companies. I enjoyed fixing those companies, but I didn't really like the day-to-day job of running them. It was boring to me. It turns out this just was not a career that I wanted to do my entire life. I considered going back to graduate school many times, and I finally decided to make the leap and went back to school at the University of Maine in their graduate program for accounting. I was a non-traditional student, meaning I was considerably older than the normal college-age student, but I didn't let it bother me. To become a CPA, you need to have a master's degree or the equivalent credit hours. You need to have a certain amount of experience working under the direct supervision of a certified public accountant, and you need to pass 4 exams. I received the opportunity to come to work at LG&H while I was still attending the University of Maine graduate program. I knew one of the partners from LG&H when he was on the board of an organization that I worked with. When I called him to ask what he thought about my career switch, he arranged for an interview at the firm, and I've been here ever since. I started as a staff accountant working on tax prep. Though my background was not in tax, my business background gave me a good perspective on businesses. I had a lot to learn, and I worked really hard to do that. As I picked up knowledge, my background made it easy for me to pick up clients. I spoke the language of business clients, I understood their challenges and what was important to them, and I could explain taxes to them in a way that they understood. This gave me a huge advantage, and I was bringing in clients into the firm as a staff accountant, something that was really not common. As far as my typical day, well, one of the things that I love about my job is that there are not a lot of typical days. I spend a lot of time on the phone and meeting clients both in person and via Zoom. My clients rely on me for advice in many different areas. It makes my days interesting and allows me to continue to learn and to grow. And of course, I'm required to keep up my education, taking 40 hours of continuing education every year. So, back to the stereotype of an accountant. A nerdy person in the office with an adding machine, punching in numbers all day. Well, we have those, and those people are very valuable. But there are other roles that you can play in an accounting firm. Of course, you still need to understand taxes and tax rules, but you can be the person that helps bring in new business to the firm. You see, the people that are introverts don't necessarily feel comfortable talking to other people. In larger firms, they may have a person whose job is just to bring in new clients and to do the marketing for the firm. In smaller firms, it may be part of the more outgoing CPA's job duties. So if you like numbers and you like accounting, don't write off public accounting. Take some time to learn about the opportunities that are there. Having a mix of people with different skills is important for a successful firm, whether you are the stereotypical accountant or more like me. Being a CPA is a great career choice. You make a great starting salary, and there is a shortage of accountants, so you have great job security. Besides working for an accounting firm like I do, you could become a chief financial officer for a business as a CPA. There are consulting companies that use CPAs on their staff. You could work in the government as a CPA. There are many, many different things that you can do. I just have a few general tips for you. It's important to network, to get to know people outside of your normal circle of friends. Think about how I got my job here, starting as a staff accountant. It was because I knew one of the partners from some work I had done with a nonprofit. Don't forget, Maine is like a big small town. Anyone that you meet now could be pivotal to your career later. So make sure that your interaction is not something that you will later regret. Use your advantages, your strengths, even when you feel like an underdog. I had no tax experience, little accounting classes when I came to LG&H, but I had a perspective that helped me work with businesses right away. And in a few years, I advanced from staff accountant to partner. Don't let other people define you. Stay true to yourself, focus on your goals, and work hard. You can get wherever you want to get. Work hard. I know, I already said that, but it is really important. You need to show your boss that you are serious about your career. Be a well-rounded person, meaning get involved in other things. Sports, volunteering, business and civic organizations. It impresses potential employers, but it also increases your experience and your perspective. And for me, it was an excellent pool of potential clients. Remember, your initial career choice may not end up being the right one for you, and that's okay. Or maybe it is the right one for a little while, but you don't want to do it for your whole life. Don't be afraid to explore other opportunities and to make a commitment to change. It may require more education, and that may mean that you have to go to school at night and work during the day, but there may be another opportunity out there for you. And that does not mean that your whole prior career was a waste of time. For me, it definitely was a key building block for my success. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will consider a career as a CPA.